tak się musiało zdarzyć, że obcej mowy uczono w szkołach i trzeba było o Polsce marzyć. Myślimy dzisiaj o Polsce, mówimy nasz kraj ojczysty. Słuchamy polskiego hymnu, trwa apel uroczysty. Myślimy dzisiaj o Polsce, historia uczy pokory. Czytamy o lata wojen, zaborów i nie.
Siostra Agnieszka zajmuje się Polską Szkołą Świętej Rodziny w Marayong. Szkoła, która już ma przeszło 60-letnią tradycję. Dzisiaj mieliśmy zaszczyt, przyjemność i ogromną radość uczestniczyć w pięknej uroczystości organizowanej w Ashfield, ta uroczystość była poświęcona Ninie Skoroszewskiej, która była w szczególny sposób związana z Marayong. Pani Barbara Konkolowicz zaprosiła nas do występu z piosenką Myślimy dzisiaj o Polsce. Także bardzo się cieszymy, bo nasze dzieci mogły zaprezentować znajomość języka polskiego, ale przede wszystkim przywiązanie do kultury i tradycji polskiej. Również dzieci z mojej szkoły brały udział w konkursie plastycznym i z 3 pierwszych miejsc 2 dziewczynki z mojej szkoły zajęły pierwsze miejsca. Także jestem bardzo dumna. Bardzo dziękuję w tym miejscu rodzicom, którzy też przede wszystkim motywują dzieci do nauki języka polskiego, do pielęgnowania tradycji, no i w każdą sobotę te dzieci do naszej szkoły przywożą. To jest Weronika Adamecki, praca o Bielsko-Białej, skąd pochodzi jej rodzina, mama. Bolek i Lolek, myślę, że każdemu znany z dzieciństwa. I druga praca to jest dziewczynki Sofii Knedr, 8 lat, która przedstawiła naszą polską wieś, gdzie mieszkają jej dziadkowie. Jeszcze taka tutaj wzmianka, że Sofia ma mamę Polkę, ale tatuś nie jest Polakiem. A więc tym bardziej gratulacje i wielka radość, że rodzina chce kontynuować te tradycje.
This event, which is part of the Open Inner West Festival, and that has given us funding to hold this day, and we thank the PAWA, the Polish Australian Welfare Association, for also supporting us in holding this event. We really appreciate it. If Nina were alive today, she would be 100 years old. As we have heard, she was a remarkable activist in the Polish community and beyond, and it is her story that the Polish Graduates Association of New South Wales has chosen to tell today. And I would like to acknowledge one person in particular who has driven this whole idea, and that is Konkolowicz. When I spoke once to Andrzej and said that the Polish Graduates Association was looking to tell the stories of important, significant people in our community, he said, well, I've actually written a history about Nina, and why don't we work together and put something together that she would be a very appropriate person whose work we honour. And Andrew worked on the exhibition, which you can see upstairs, and with the funding that we got both from the Inner West Council and from PAWA, we were able to engage a graphic designer who put all those words and photos together. So it was, we're very happy that it's turned out so well and that we can share it with you. And there are so many Poles who have made and continue to make a difference to our community. In the late 40s and 50s, many newly arrived post-war families made a difference, for example, by donating part of their very hard-earned money and time towards building of this club, which was opened in the late 60s. And indeed, I'd like to acknowledge Pani Halina Prochuk, who is with us today, and she and her husband were part of a group who established the Polish Graduates Association around about the same time. Like all of us here, they too had a strong vision about what they wanted for their families and for their children. The folk dance groups and the Polish Saturday schools were established in those early years and continue to be active today because new generations of Poles believe in their value. We also want to encourage all of you young people to ask your parents and grandparents to tell you their stories. And why do we want you to do this? Because if you know something about the lives of those who came before you and of us, it makes us better understand who we are and how our identity has been shaped. Writing, video recording, or art making are powerful tools for understanding ourselves and our world. You can also write about your own life. A story that I like very much is happened during World War II in England, when the government apparently asked all its citizens to keep a diary and record everyday events that were happening around that time. Years later, the writer of Midsummer Murders, David Horowitz, used these writings to create a new TV series called Foyle's War, which I'm sure many of you have watched. I'm a first-generation Australian. My parents arrived here in 1949. People like them, no matter what country they came from, were given the label displaced persons. They had lost their place in the world and came to Australia to find a new one. Although for years they were invisible, they were resilient, hardworking and inventive. Migrants who came after them also had these qualities, but have been lucky to enter a more open, fairer to women, multicultural society because of Mina Skoroszewska and others like her. The Polish Graduates Association plans to continue gathering and sharing stories of people in our community so that their contributions are remembered and honoured. And as part of today's events, we held a competition for young people, asking them to describe their connection to their Polish family and their Polish roots. And you can have a look at their entries in the corner over there. We asked them to do that using words and pictures. The judges were very impressed at the thoughtfulness and consideration each of the artists, each of the young people made, and we thank each and every one of you who entered. It is now my pleasure to announce the winners of this competition. And if these people could come up on the stage, that would be great. In category 1, which is the youngest category, the first prize winner is Weronika Adamecki from Marayong Saturday School, and she is 7 years old. Second prize in category 2 is Sofia Kniedel, an 8-year-old also from Marayong Saturday School. From category 3, Magdalena Kawa, who is 12 years old, and she's from the Polish High School at Liverpool. And our last winner is, in the oldest category, is Amalia Headley. She's a Year 10 student, a former pupil of the North Shore Polish Saturday School. And she will say a few words to you.
inspiration was my family and friends in Poland, and as well as a trip I went on with Pani Skoroszewska, which was an amazing trip, and it taught me a lot about my culture and, well, family connections. Yeah, thank you.
Also, I just would like to thank the Polish Club for giving us this space in which to hold our celebrations, and for being so on board with supporting us in everything that we had to do to make this day happen. And also I would like to thank our committee, who consisted of our colleagues from PAVA, Helen Mottle, the people who judged the art competitions who unfortunately couldn't be here, and the committee of the Polish Graduates Association. Thank you.
Dziś wierzby stare przy drogach wciąż rosną.